Welcome back, Nail Queens. I posted this design in my Facebook community group, the Nail Queens community group, and I got tons of requests to do a tutorial on it, so here I am bringing you guys the tutorial for this design. I created this design for my press-on nail shop. It is the March Mani of the Month exclusive subscription set. It is so colorful. I was thinking rainbows, and I feel like I really pulled it off. Anyway, so to get straight into the tutorial, I have all of these colors here. So these are the colors that I am personally using. However, you don't have to use these same exact colors. One of the key pieces to this design is having gel base coat. You use this a lot in this design, and having a thick top coat so that you can encapsulate the design when you are done so everything is nice and smooth, and having some gold leaf foils. I also use these flakes that I got from Maniology. I think they sell multiple styles of them, so I use these a lot in my nail designs. I also am using this flat brush and this liner brush to do a lot of the work. I highly recommend you have these brushes. So like I said earlier, you don't need these same exact gel polishes that I'm using. It doesn't even have to be the same shades. This design that I have right here, I did in different colors. So the one on the left is the one I'm showing you the tutorial on. The one on the right is different colors. I added red, green, a lighter pink in there. So you can definitely switch up the colors and it'll achieve the same effect. It's just going to look different. So don't feel married to the colors that I'm using here today. To start off, I'm going to do the design on this tip here, and the first thing I do is I apply a thin layer of gel base to the tip, and I do not cure that. That is the key to most of what I'm doing here today, is thin layers of gel base, and do not cure that gel base until I tell you to. So what I'm going to do is float on some gel polish colors onto that uncured base, and you'll see me do it 2 times throughout this process. So the first coat of applying color to the tip, I'm applying blues and purples and kind of putting down my darkest colors first in different spots of the tip. Make sure you don't apply too thick of a blob or else it will thicken up the tip. Then I'm applying this bright pink in a couple other spots. So you can see the purple and the blue was the dominant color. The pink is definitely taking up a good amount of space, and this turquoise is a very good accent color. So I'm just dabbing them in little spots here and there. And then don't cure it yet. You want to take that flat brush. If you don't have a flat brush, some kind of gel brush, and start blending the gels together. So what you're not trying to blend the gels together like marble them. You're trying to blend the edges of the gels so it doesn't look like there's harsh lines. So you're going to see me do this all throughout this entire process right here on this layer. I'm trying to blend the pink into the purple, the blue into the pink, the turquoise into the pink. Like, I'm trying to blend the edges of all of the colors. I added a little bit more turquoise because I felt like there wasn't enough on there, but I'm blending the turquoise into the purple. And then once I'm done blending, then I'm going to put that in my nail lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. And when that is done curing, I take my brush and these little flakes and I just start dabbing them basically down the center of the nail. Not really in a straight line, kind of a little wavy, curvy, but it doesn't cover the entirety of the nail, just pieces of it. So dab your heart out and make sure that your flakes are laying flat because you're going to apply a gel base on top of this, and you don't want those flakes to really get into your brush too much. So I'm going to apply a thin layer of gel base onto this, and like I said earlier, do not cure your gel base after you apply it. You're always going to be applying something into that gel base. So I'm taking white gel polish and the brush, and I'm basically creating little veins going kind of at an angle. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't feel like the way I did the vein here is how you have to do it. Just do the veins how you like to do them. And then after you paint on the vein, you're going to blend on one side of the line. You don't want to blend up and down, so I blend on the right side of the line, but if you want to blend on the left side of the line, that's totally up to you. And I just like blend it out into the gel base that's on the nail until it becomes nice and milky. Now I'm going to cure that in my nail lamp for 60 seconds. I always do my full cures. I don't flash cure them. After that's done, it's time to apply the gold leaf foil. So the nail has a tacky layer to it, so the gold leaf foil is going to stick right onto it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to make sure the gold leaf foil doesn't consume the entire nail. It's just like, it's there, it's an accent. And then I pat them down nice and flat. You don't want them sticking up and you don't want them bunching up into a ball. Then you're going to take your gel base and apply another thin layer. Now you're going to take 3 colors. You're going to take the magenta, the orange, and the yellow, and you're basically going to apply gel polish in just a couple of the areas on the nail. So if you don't want to use the brush of the gel polish, definitely use your flat brush to do this instead so that you're not contaminating your gel brush that goes back into your bottle. Then you're going to blend where those colors meet. So I'm kind of blending the orange out, the magenta out, so it looks like a milky wash on top of the other colors. I'm not trying to obscure the colors that are underneath it. When I'm done, I cure that in my nail lamp for 60 seconds. And then I come back and apply another layer of gel base to the nail. So remember, work in thin layers so that you don't bulk up the tips. Now I'm going to use my liner brush and I'm going to paint veins over the nail. The reason why I switched to the liner brush is because it allows me to paint thinner lines than I did the first time I created veins. So you can do this with your flat brush, but you can get thinner lines with the liner brush. And then I'm just blending out the lines on one side of the line so that it looks like a nice, gorgeous, like stone, like geode, kind of marble kind of thing. And then I cure that in my nail lamp for 60 seconds. After that is done curing, I'm going to apply a thin layer of gel base to the entire nail. And then I'm going to use my liner brush to paint more veins onto the nail. So I'm going to apply this like layer of veins kind of next to the veins that I just put on, but also overlapping, kind of crisscrossing. There's really no rhyme or reason. It does not have to look perfect. If anything, the more imperfect it is, the better, because it looks very natural in the way it's supposed to. And then when I'm done painting on the veins, when I'm satisfied, I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to kind of like blend on one side of the line like I did before. I also noticed that my camera for some reason is focusing on my gloves and it's washing out the blending that I'm doing, so you can't see it that well. So I'm going to try to do like a little freeze frame so you guys can see what it looks like. It is really well blended and it looks very, very natural, but I'm sorry about this. So I'm going to cure that in my lamp for 60 seconds. After that's done curing, I'm going to apply more gold leaf foil. So if you're doing this design on multiple nails, you kind of want to like change where you put the gold leaf foil on each nail so they don't look symmetrical and identical to each other. Alright, so now I'm going to apply another layer of gel base onto the nail. So if you laid those foils nice and flat, you shouldn't really have anything poking up. So, and then I'm going to paint more veins, yes, more, into the gel base that I did here. So it's going to kind of lay on top of those gold foils. And the reason for doing so many layers of these veins is it looks very, very dimensional. There's a lot of depth and interest going into this design. So doing layers on top of layers on top of layers really puts this whole thing together. I'm going to cure this in my nail lamp, and then after it's done curing, I'm going to apply that thick top coat that I had, the rubber top coat, to the entire nail to encapsulate everything. And I'm going to let the top coat level so that everything looks nice and smooth. If it doesn't look smooth after I'm done curing, I buff it nice and smooth and apply another layer of thin top coat. So this is what they all looked like. I know I showed you guys in the beginning of the video what they look like. I am so in love with this like rainbow marble stone design. It is really, really cool, and I love that you can use so many different colors to achieve this design. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you like this type of content, definitely subscribe to my channel because I have tons of like nail art videos and all the things and tutorials. So I would love for you guys to hit subscribe and join my Nail Queens community Facebook group if you're not already in it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.